My name is Singh, and in this video I will be discussing the question set 45 of DBMS question sets day 9. So let's see our PDF. This would be the PDF of question set 45, and this would be the scenario of question set 44. If I explain about this scenario briefly, this is about a school called Ranabima, which is in Kandy, and the principal of that school has decided to use computer software to enter information of teachers and students. And my team is assigned with the task of creating the database of that software, and I am tasked with storing student information and teach information, and also tables to store subjects that teachers teach and subjects that students learn. Um, so that would be our setting. Um, let's see the first question. All the teachers in the school teach one or several subjects. Create a table called teacher has subject to store information of all the subjects that teachers teach. In the initial stage of the software, the principal decides to store details of the teachers who teach only the main subjects of grade 9. Follow the instructions below to create this table. Use DDL queries to create this table. DDL means the data definition language. The data definition language has four main commands called create, alt, drop, and truncate. Since we are required to create a table, we are using the create command this time, and since we are using DDL queries, we have to use the command line client interface. So this should be the MySQL command line client interface. Before using it, we have to insert our database and our HDSQL password. So in the first question, they ask us to create this table. Before creating that table, let's select our database. Use and name of our database is Navima SCHDB. Guide grave actions. Let's enter it. And as you can see, we have selected our database. And this should be the relevant query for the first question. Create table if no text is teacher has subject. The first column is subject. It should be having the data type int. It should be not null, and references the subject table and the column subject ID of subject table. And nextly, the teach ID column should be having the data type int. It should be not null. It as well should be a foreign key. And it references the column teach ID of teacher table. So let's execute our query. So as you can see, our query is being executed successfully. Let's see whether our teacher has subject table is available in the database. Let's right click our database and hit refresh. Let's see whether our our table is available. And as you can see, our new table is available in our database. The two columns. Let's move on to the second question. It is necessary to add a column called ID to the teacher as subject table, the table that we just created, to store all the subjects stored by the teachers. The column you added should be a primary key, and the team leader said that it must be able to automatically include. Name the DDL query required for that. Once again, we have to use a DDL query. This time, since we have to include another column to our teacher has subject table, the table that we just created in the first question, we have to use the command alter. It's a DDL command, and this should be our command line client interface. Select our database. And as you can see, we have selected our database successfully. So this should be the relevant query for the second question. Alter table, our table name, teacher has subject, and column call ID should be in, should be not null, it should be the primary key of the table, and it should be able to automatically increment. Successfully executed the query. Let's see whether any changes have been made with our table. Which are subject. Let's see whether. So as you can see, we have added our new column ID successfully. Let's see the third question. It is compulsory for all students in grade 9 of the school to learn all the major subjects. Create a table name student has subject to store that information. To do so, follow the instructions below. Use a DDL query and create that table. So once again, we have to use a DDL query, a data definition language query. That means we have to use the create command once again. So let's firstly select our table. That would be the name of our database. Let's query. So now we have selected our database, and this would be the relevant query for the third question. Create table if not exists, student has subject. The first column is subject ID, it should be not null, and it should be having the data type in. And nextly the subject ID, the data type is in, it should be not null, and that subject ID references the subject ID of subject table, and the student ID of this table references the student ID of the student table. And lastly, we have mentioned our semicolon to end our query. Let's execute it. So let's see whether our table is available in our database. Let's refresh our table. Our database. So let's see. So as you can see, we have created our new table successfully. Student has subject, and as you can see, we have our two columns as well. Let's see the last question, the fourth question. Students need to add a column called ID to the table student has subject, which is created to store all subjects that they are learning. Your team leader says that the column you add must be a primary key, and that column must be able to automatically increment. Write the required DDL query to add the new column to your table. So let's go to our interface once again. Let's select our database, name of our database, semicolon to end our query. So as you can see, we have selected our query, and that would be the query relevant to the fourth question. We are using the alter command this time as we need to add a new column. So alter table, the name of our table, student has subject, and column, the name of our new column, ID, the data type in, not null, and it should be the primary key of the table, and it should be able to automatically increment as well, and a semicolon to end our query. Let's execute this query. Let's see whether these changes are done in our database. Let's refresh our database. Let's see whether our student as subject table have a new column. As you can see, we have our new column ID in our student as subject table. And also that would be the end of the discussion of question set 45. And thank you.